So today I'm going to do a quick review of the CleverSpa Maevea, whatever it's pronounced, hot tub. Where will I start? Okay, first thing is, when you're in, it's nice and warm, bubbles, great. It was her indoors. It was at me for a long time to get hold of a hot tub. Used to always enjoy going on kind of hot tub weekends, and I didn't want something permanent. I was very reluctant, but I kind of bit the bullet, and this is got this from B&Q. It was pretty reasonable. It's the one with the Wi-Fi, and we'll come to that in a minute as well. But overall, it's been a relatively nice experience. But the first thing you'll notice as we get closer, the pump. Can't seem to get this any quieter. This is certainly one of the setbacks, because the whole purpose of having this and relaxing, well, it's not relaxing when you've to listen to this noisy pump, and I suspect it's because it's being overworked. It's certainly got every opportunity to work quietly, because you've got to keep the filter nice and clean. One of the things that you can do to ease the noise is, you'll see the filter there with the sock, is make sure you don't screw that on too tightly. That seems to make the noise increase a bit. So okay, using it, when you plug it in, it's got an RCD plug which we've got plugged into the house here. We've positioned it so we get the maximum potential range from the Wi-Fi. In order to get the Wi-Fi to work, there's instructions obviously when you get it, but you press and hold this button here until the light flashes, and then you can go through the connection procedure on the app that you download on your phone. It doesn't work. It's never worked. I've tried it many times. You make sure your house Wi-Fi system's on the 2.5 gigahertz, which it is. You make sure everything's in range. I brought things out here in the same kind of range, and it connects no problem to the router. This just simply doesn't work. I've been on to their help team. I've got a couple of emails which throw you very kind of typical standard, here's the process that you should go through, but it just doesn't work. Okay, so when you get it on, various buttons here. I'll try and so you can see what I'm saying. So to set the temperature, you press the lock, it flashes, you then adjust to whatever temperature you want, and then you press it again and that locks it. So that's locked. So it's flashing at 35, so I press it again, it's locked at 35. If I want to increase it to 38, press it to 38 and lock it. Currently it's 34 degrees, and obviously what it'll do, it'll increase the temperature through the outlet there and gradually build it up to 38 degrees, and it should set it there. This is the filter on, and this is the heater on. You have to have that illuminated for the heater to actually work. And then obviously this is the jet, so now as that calms down a bit, I have spent probably well over a week pretty much being a chemist, trying to get the water as clear and as chemically spot on as I can, and in order to do that you've got to spend a fortune on various things. The best place to go is the range. The first thing you should do before you start playing around, I know there's kits that you can buy, I think they're about 35 or 40 quid. I find that a bit of a waste of money, because it means you're getting a little bit of everything, which is okay, that's great, but it may be that you find that you don't need half the stuff that's in the kit. For example, you know, if you're trying to resolve a pH balance issue, and if you live in an area that's either high alkalinity or high acidity, you're only going to need one or the other, so it may make sense to do that, to check that first. I tend to need the pH plus, because that's what I got when I started to do the test. So the first thing is when you fill up the hot tub, and I'm not going to go through that, obviously the instructions are there, but when you fill up the hot tub, you get a hold of some test strips. Now I'll show you actually using one of them. Let me take one out of the packet. Key thing is to keep these strips as dry as possible, so just take one and then get the lid back on. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and to do the test, quite simply, just wave it in the water and you'll see them change colour. Now I'll try and do this holding the camera and doing this here, so you can see that. So there's your finger, and that's how you hold it. So first one is about alkalinity, so you scale it along, and we're probably somewhere in here. I'm just on the peak of, and there's a little smiley face, so it shows you the range where you need to be, so it's fairly straightforward. So that's the first one. So get your alkalinity correct, then your pH. So I'm sitting probably just about right as well. You want it somewhere between 7.2 and 7.6, I think it is, to be at the right alkalinity. And then the last one is your chlorination. So to be honest with you, I've never been able to get the shade right anywhere in here, even if it's low. It never seems to shade correctly. I've probably got it pretty high, which I'm okay with that, because I know at least the water's nice and clean. What you'll find is, if you let these get out of control, your water could be green, not looking very nice, but I think, you know, the water's nice and clear, and you have to keep on top of that. The filter and the sock there, I'm changing that every week. Again, that takes the pressure off the pump, and it really does help. So it just screws off and back on. Obviously don't take it off while the pump's running, switch everything off, because you're just letting all sorts of stuff get into the pump. Running costs, got no idea, but I am expecting a hefty electric bill, and I'll maybe update the this video either when I get it or afterwards. Anyway, so the whole bunch of stuff. Cleaning, I managed to find really good video, because honestly the cost of running these things is incredible. These are all about £13 to £15 each. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The filters are not too bad. I keep 3 and I just rotate them and wash them in between. Now there's cleaning stuff that you get as well, which is about the same price, £12–13. When you're in the range, getting these, because that's the best place to go for them, and the filters, get yourself a tub of that, put your filter in with a couple of scoops. There's a scoop inside here, a couple of scoops of the powder in there with some hot water, and then your filter comes up really nice and clean. What I've also done, and you'll find when you step in and out of the hot tub here, like we have slabs, you're picking up You know, obviously little bits of dirt and stuff, and it settles on the bottom here. I bought a Hoover. Can you believe that? I bought a Hoover for a hot tub. Incredible. But out the range, this, I think I paid 49 quid for it, and it's brilliant. It is really brilliant. It's USB powered, so you can plug it in, charges up in here for about 30 minutes, and you get about 30 minutes of use out of it. Again, turn this, this top here just turns round, it rotates, so power, charge or on. So just turn that, you can hear the motor, goes in, and once it's in and settles, you can just scoop that around, and I think you can see there, left a little bit of dirt. I don't know if you can pick it up in the video, but you can see there it is. Just run that along there. That takes care of it. Really good, and you can just spend 10 minutes and you've got a nice clean, and that all helps on keeping the filter from overworking. So pros, once you spend a lot of time and effort learning how to get the water chemical concentration right, it's a nice place to be when it's running and the bubbles are going. But maintenance, noise from the pump, not great, and well, see what the bill's like when it comes in. But beyond that, it is pretty good. We've got the canopy thing going on here with some lights in the evening, which is good, and we've got, you can get accessories to go over there, hold your lemon water or something stronger as we do. So there you go.